Happy Thursday, everybody. It's just me right now. Jeff's on his way. Don't panic. I know you guys absolutely adore Jeff for whatever reason. I hope everybody's having a fantastic week. It's Thursday night, so it is time. We got folks talking about doing push-ups in the comment section. J-Bake was first. Big round of applause for J-Bake. Great job. 108 of you in here now to start the show off. Expect that number to go up. Do me a favor. Go ahead and like, share, do all the things. Happy Friday Eve. I like that. I like that. Share, do all the things, retweet on social media. Yeah, we're going to talk about some stuff tonight. I know there's a ton of rumors going around about Ty Simpson. Of course, we're going to have to talk about the Sharon Moore incident. I'm trying to think of a cool name for it. If you got a cool name for everything that's going on up at Michigan, share it in the chat. Let me know. Absolutely wild stuff. But we're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about all the rumors surrounding Kalen DeBoer and the Michigan head coaching vacancy. I don't think you have anything to worry about, but we'll get there. We're going to talk about the potential of Alabama winning it all. Rematch coming up with Oklahoma in a week. Thank you, Kyle. You're the man. Kyle, we appreciate you being a supporter of the channel. For those of you who are new here, welcome to Waaaay Offsides. You caught us live. Lucky you. This is a place where we don't take ourselves too seriously. We talk all things Alabama and college sports. We talk everything going on around college sports. Sometimes we kind of go off on tangents, which is why it's called Waaaay Offsides. And Merry Christmas, Merry early Christmas to you, because you have found your favorite YouTube channel. You just don't know it yet. So go ahead, do yourself a favor if you haven't yet. Like, subscribe. It's free to you. Keeps the channel free for everybody else. Yeah, you can become a member if you would like. That's not free, but the link's in the chat. Michigan Mayhem. All right, I like that. Lance is off. Okay, here's what I want to do tonight. I'm feeling festive, if you can't tell. Check out the background. Lance is usually going sideways about 5-10 minutes into this thing. Now, listen, you can't be too crazy because we have to delete comments because it screws with the algorithm if you're too nuts. But I want to see who can outdo Lance in the comment section tonight. There we go, Wolverine Gate. Thank you, Kat. Welcome in. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Whatever it is you celebrate. The Amazing Blue Tornado. Oh no. You guys. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. I knew if I asked you guys. Obviously, that's going to be a big topic tonight. We're going to talk a lot about what's going on at Michigan. But we'll go ahead and jump into some stuff. What's up, Josh? How you doing? Thanks for joining, man. We'll go ahead and jump into some stuff. We've got a pretty beefy show, pretty girthy show lined. I don't know why I said that word. Lined up for you tonight. So we'll get started. We're going to talk about Ty Simpson. Now, rumor on the street. The streets are talking, folks. The rumor on the street is that Ty Simpson has a pretty nasty back injury. He's banged up. Some people are saying he's had surgery. I'll be honest. I don't know where these rumors originated. I have an idea. But I'll tell you this. If Ty Simpson if Ty Simpson was dinged up that bad, I feel like that would be reported on at this point. Previously to making the playoff, maybe not. We all know what the College Football Playoff Committee did with FSU when they left them out when Jordan Travis got hurt. I think Jordan Travis was a little bit more of a detriment to his team than Ty Simpson is. I think Alabama has multiple quarterbacks who are capable of leading this offense, at least leading it better than it looked against Georgia in Atlanta last week. Now, I'm going to tell you, we're going to get to all the head coaching stuff, guys. I promise. It's over there. Take a look. See it up there? It's there. We're going to get there. Now, I'm going to give you my take on Ty Simpson. Do I think Ty Simpson is hurt? Yes. Yes. I think at this point in the season, there's not a lot of people who aren't dinged up, right? Who aren't a little banged up here or there. Alabama has not been lucky in the injury department this season. It's been a rough season for Alabama in terms of injuries, and it reared its head offensively in Atlanta. Now, I question Alabama beating Georgia in Atlanta with a healthy squad just because Georgia was on an absolute tear. They were winning that game, and that's fine. That's fine. Ultimately, the game doesn't matter outside of seeding for the college football playoff. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready to come on in. Oh, you can bring yourself in. You're an admin.
I'm in. Like Flynn, baby.
Hey, Jeff, we're talking.
What's up, fam? What's up, dude? What's up, chat?
Man? Chat is already banged up and ready to go. They are. They've been in the nose candy tonight already, man. It's wild.
Ooh, what is this? A Friday night in the summer? Wait, what?
Somebody said Happy Friday Eve. I've never seen that before, so not on the show. So, chat is ready, man.
Chat is ready.
Very lively. So, Jeff, I'm talking about Ty Simpson. Now, I'm giving you my theory on Ty Simpson. You know the rumors. You've heard them. Mm-hmm. He's hurt. People are saying he's had back surgery. He's got a herniated disc, blah, blah, blah. I'll tell you this from my extensive knowledge. Okay. And for those of you who want to question my extensive knowledge, this is a no BS story. I can't go into a lot of detail, but I did an ultrasound today.
Ah.
I did an ultrasound on somebody today. That's all I'm going to say. But ideally, if it is something like a herniated disc, especially one that requires surgical intervention, you're probably looking at not playing football, right? I mean, does that make sense to you, Jeff?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we can agree that it's likely not a herniated disc here that we're talking about. But is Ty Simpson banged up? Is he hurt? Probably. There's not many people who aren't banged up in some way, shape, or form right now.
That's 1,000% true.
Thank you. All right. Now I'm going to tell you guys.
Limped into that game.
Yes. Now, come on, JB. I'm going to tell you guys. Bill got fired. I'm just kidding. He's around. He's doing old people stuff tonight. I'm sorry. J-Rock City, don't worry. You made it. You right on time, baby. Fashionably late.
Hey, man. I just barely beat you, Rock City. I've only been here for like a minute.
Now, I'm going to give you my take. I think what's going on with Ty Simpson is this, and it's very simple. It is, and we saw this last year with Jalen Milroe, and everybody around this time last year was saying Jalen Milroe was injured, trying to excuse the poor quarterback play. And Ty Simpson has played poorly at the quarterback position the second half of the season. What I think is going on is classic conditioning. For those of you who have taken Psychology 101, you remember Pavlov's dogs, right? Right? Your brain will condition itself to react to a stimulus a certain way. What's the stimulus? Well, the stimulus is getting your face crushed every time the ball snapped. Ty Simpson has played under so much pressure in the second part of the season. It started in the Missouri game. So much pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia, Auburn, constant pressure. It was relentless. Oklahoma, relentless. That he had literally adapted this panic mode. That is how he's playing. It doesn't matter if he's playing pressure anymore. Right now, he's got this urgency.
Mm-hmm.
The ball out, and I think that's what's going on, man. I think that pressure has affected him long term in his play. That's just what I think, man. It's the science
like
of it.
The fourth down, he already had decided where he was throwing it when they broke the huddle. You know,
yes,
it was
perfect play.
It was
perfect example.
I mean, he didn't check. He didn't. I mean, he snapped the ball, turned and threw it. Didn't look, didn't see, didn't do anything. That he'd already was like, I'm not gonna have time to check down. I got to get this thing out quick, and then he throws it 15 yards out of bounds.
Yeah. And
just a poop show from the get go.
I am willing to bet that, and I bet back in the spring, I bet tickets to the FSU game. Or no, I bet tickets to the Georgia game that Ty Simpson will walk out as a starter in that game. I was right. I'm willing to bet that Ty Simpson will be the starter against Oklahoma. He'll be the starting
without question. Without question, absolutely. He's the starting quarterback.
So I will say our buddy over on X, MJ, shared a post from Ty Simpson's Instagram today of him in the weight room, or it was pictures of weights with a water bottle.
There were photographs of weights in the room.
And that blew up across X, people talking about it must mean that he was in there working out. Ty Simpson has a NIL deal with Yeti. He's contractually obligated to post certain things, and that's what that picture was. So don't read too much into it. He
works out.
Yeah. Sure. Unlike me, he certainly does.
Yeah, like me for the last 15 years.
But I don't think that Ty Simpson is injured per se. I think he's hurt. I could be completely off base here. I could be wrong. The Oklahoma game could come up in Norman and Austin Macaron's out there with the ones. I don't think many Alabama fans would be too mad about seeing that right now. I think that's the real question here is if Ty's even a little dinged up and it is impacting his game, or if I'm right about the conditioning theory and it's impacting his game so much, do you go to the bench, Jeff?
Not to start. If Ty is terrible, then yes. But you can't bench him unless he's injured. If he's hurt, he can play. If he's injured, he can't. So if he's injured, then he doesn't need to. We don't need to make him worse. But if he's just hurt, then he needs to play. He's the starting quarterback. You can't roll. You can't put Austin Mack in a playoff game. The guy hasn't played all year. I mean, he's barely played all year, and even Keelan's gotten more of the mop-up reps. So I don't think there's any way you could bench Ty unless he physically cannot go. But if he can play, you've got to start him. And then if he's terrible, then you can say, hey, we're trying to win a playoff game. You ain't got it tonight.
Yeah, and to Kayla's point here, more than he should, taking a lot of hits more than he should.
It's Ryan Grubb's not doing him any favors. He's putting him in positions to get his brains beat in.
Well, that's exactly where I was going to go with that. And on top of the offensive line, I think. Look, hey, I think that's Jordy. Jordy, if that's you, man, just we're getting there. Hold on, hang in there.
Give me DeBoer. There is no DeBoer news. He's the coach at Alabama.
Yeah, that's going to be what we're going to say. But
quickest segment and show history.
But anyway, Ty Simpson, it's been a rough season for him, and it starts with the offensive line. Ryan Grubb definitely is part of the issue at times. I think sometimes there are plays there that Ty's missing, but I think he's missing those because he has he has that sense of urgency that is now part of him, part of his playing, because he's had to constantly just push the ball out so quick. And you better believe Oklahoma's going to do the same thing. And it's going to be worse if R. Thomas plays. And we'll preview that game a little more next week. But here's the thing. If Alabama's able to figure it out just a little bit, I might be getting ahead of myself. The path that they got in the playoff is winnable.
It's a very favorable path. It's very favorable.
Even if they get Texas Tech, it's winnable, man. It's absolutely winnable. And so
Capstone, this is a very different situation, though. Like, there were no more games after this. He didn't have to worry about Jalen Hurts' psyche in the next game.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, I can work this, but, you know, if this was the national championship game, I'd say, hey, I'll pull out. Nothing's off limits. But that being a playoff game, I can't believe that, you know, Debo didn't bench anybody, but you can't risk losing Ty either psychologically if you just say you're out.
Yeah. Now, Grub, that seems to be common. Jeff, if you can put up some of the Grub comments for me, man, my computer whatever it wants. Again, Grub is part of the problem. Jeff calls him he's the greatest
self-sabotaging offensive coordinator I've ever seen.
Yeah. And he does do that. Iron Bowl.
How you feel about it?
Iron Bowl is a great example, man. Like, Alabama's up 17-0.
Gatesman 1,000%.
I was getting there. Yeah, I was getting there. Alabama's up 17-0 in the Iron Bowl. Grubb runs that double reverse, whatever it was.
I want to
it just
rip my heart out.
Absolutely kills Alabama's momentum, and they let Auburn right back into the game. Now, something I noticed, I went back and watched a lot of the SEC championship. A lot of people probably didn't, because who wants to watch that again? I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I went back and watched some of it, and there were a lot of times where the play calls were working. There was the guy that was supposed to be open was open, and Ty was just missing, man. He was just missing, and then a couple of his better throws, you had drops.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it was very common on 3rd and short for Grubb to run these long developing routes for some reason. I don't know why that's
nothing quick.
That's what he's doing.
We've been getting our face blitzed off for 6 weeks, and we've not run one quick slant, one screen pass, nothing to counteract the blitz. It's all the same plays.
Yeah, especially when they come from the West Coast, bias.
I just put that up. You missed it. You were looking down.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I was talking.
We like Tobias though, so we don't mind putting his comments up twice.
I was looking directly into to their eyes. But yeah, I mean.
Oh, sorry. That was funny. I'm sorry, Tommy.
Speaking of Tommy Reese, we all owe, what's his name, man? What's the quarterback that started at USF in the rain game a couple seasons ago?
Buckner, the one you made the video on?
Yeah, we all owe Tyler Buckner a big thank you.
Michael, you made a video. You should go watch it.
I forgot, man. For those of you who don't remember, Tyler Buckner started as the Alabama quarterback in the USF game when they benched Jalen Milroe. Awful rain game. It was just a terrible performance, and it was the beginning of Alabama going, I don't ever want to play USF again. Buckner then transferred to Notre Dame, where he is a quarterback / wide receiver. He is also the holder for place kicking, and he was the one responsible for the botched kick that allowed Texas A&M to beat Notre Dame, which is likely the data point that got Alabama in over Notre Dame. And so, thank you, Tyler Buckner.
Thank you, Buckner.
100%. But back to Ty Simpson, man. Alabama's got to figure out a way to protect him. Everything. Look, it's easy for defensive coordinators when Alabama's one-dimensional as well. Like it's very easy. It's out, man. It's out. It was out in week 1. It was out in Oklahoma last season. Like, they put it on film. Like, this is how you beat Alabama. This is how you slow down that quote unquote stellar offense that really hasn't been super stellar all season. So
it's been a struggle.
Alabama's got to figure out a way to buy him time.
The antidote is out there. We just got to do it. We just don't do it for some reason. We don't have any. This is my biggest complaint it was one of my complaints in the Georgia game, is that we don't have different plays for personnel. It's like they put AK Deer in and they run the same plays that they run for Daniel Hill.
Yeah.
Like, they're two very different style of runners. Although Daniel Hill doesn't always run like he's 250. But AK Deer is not an A-gap runner. He needs space, speed, shiftiness. And that's why AK Deer in and runs the same exact plays that that they're running with Daniel Hill. And I'm like, this is a different guy. Don't run the same play that didn't work before. Don't just try it again with this dude. Like, mix it up.
And that's why I said, Jeff, sometimes it feels like Ryan Grubb, it doesn't really have a plan.
No,
sometimes
it's like he didn't watch the game.
He's just like, let's just throw something at the wall and see what sticks. And that's why I feel like there's no continuity in the play calling, man. Like it's just like
it's like
we
when
haven't
you see
run
him
play 49 in a week. Let's run it.
It's like you see him and he's like he's looking down, and then he's watching the game, and he just flips a few pages and goes, "Let's try that one. Send it in."
Yeah, it's frustrating, but and I'm not defending Ryan Grubb when I say this. I think we also have to realize and try to remember that this is a West Coast staff that is learning to coach in the SEC. On top of that, I know I say it all the time, for those of you who watch uploads all week long, this team is still in flux. It's still going to be uncomfortable because they're trying to put together a puzzle and they don't have all the pieces yet. And it starts with the offensive line. You don't have all across the line. You don't have the physique, the body style, the player type that Kalen DeBoer wants on that O-line to run this offense. They're getting there. It'll look better. It'll look more fluid starting in 2026, I believe. 2027, I think, will be the season where it really, really clicks on a high gear, assuming you have the quarterback play. But when you go and look at what Alabama's doing in terms of recruiting, especially in the offensive line, you can look across their 2025 class and 2026 class, and you can see how they're trying to adjust from Alabama's past to Alabama's future. And right now it's just uncomfortable because they're kind of in limbo and stuck in the middle of that. Now, can Ryan Grubb do a better job even with that? Sure, absolutely, 100%. Especially if Kane Womack's out there doing what he's doing this season. But, I think there needs to be just a little bit of grace. It wasn't pretty. What happened in Atlanta Saturday was embarrassing, but Alabama still made the SEC championship game and they're in the playoffs. So
that was expected, though. We had no shot missing as many players as we were missing for that game. We had no chance. Kirby Smart did us a solid. He could have scored 50 on us whenever he wanted in that game.
I think at scored one point he thought about it, man.
He thought about it, but then he did us a solid by not. But he could have put 50 on us that day, in my opinion, without really even thinking about it. So
he also
doing that.
Yeah, he also acknowledged in the post game, like, "Hey, that team's banged up really, really bad." Like,
we were busted up good.
Made it known, like
there was a comment earlier saying, "Hey, we always use the term banged up. It used to be next man up." You're right, it used to be, but in this day of college football, you're not running 3 deep. You're running 1 deep, and you're hoping a couple of the twos can play.
Yeah,
but there's no 3 deep anymore anywhere. You can't.
To keep to the actual topic, though, Jeff, I think if there's one position where we could say Alabama has 3 deep, it's the quarterback position.
This is true.
I honestly, assuming that, whatever the rumors are, wherever they came from about Ty Simpson being injured, assuming there was anything legit about those and he didn't play against Oklahoma or at Oklahoma, I'm not going to panic if Austin Mack gets the start. I'm not going to panic if Keelan Russell gets the start. First and foremost, it presents a completely different style quarterback. That you can call Ty Simpson dual threat all you want. He's not dual threat. But
I don't use him.
I'm okay with it. I'm not going to panic. It may even be an advantage Alabama. But in this game specifically, and we're going to highlight this game and break it down and analyze it over the next week, Ty Simpson doesn't have to be spectacular to win this game. If he throws for 250 and no turnovers, Alabama wins.
That's the key. Just don't turn the ball over.
Yeah. Now, we need to talk. We've all been talking about Ryan Grubb. Everybody's mad at Ryan Grubb. By the way, hold on, before we even get there, check this out. What do you think, Jeff? You like my hoodie?
Oh, that's legit.
Yeah. Chat, you need to go get you one. You can grab one right here. I'm going to put the link in the chat. We got a new
Doesn't look like yours
for you. It's there.
Where's yours?
This is the season. Wait, it's down there. Hold on, Jeff. Daggum. Goodness gracious. No. Waiting on the Tide to Roll series. The holiday edition is back out for you. We've got a ton of designs. 'Tis the season coming up. Mr. Portal will be on the show soon because that season's coming. We're going to highlight a little bit about the portal tonight. Go pick yourself something up. Pick yourself up something nice this Christmas. Treat yourself. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
links right there in the chat. Go grab
so that sweatshirt you're wearing is in that store? I didn't see anything like what you were wearing.
It's there. You just got to scroll and go through the whole thing, but it's there, man. I promise.
Cool. I've never seen any of those designs before, so you've been busy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, those have actually been up for a very long time. I just have done a crazy poor job of
Sure. I'll take your word for it.
Here, I'm going to put the actual
I'm just happy our logo's on there. Forever, the only shirts on there had nothing to do with our show. I couldn't understand why we were promoting those, but
there you go. There's the actual link to the one I'm wearing right now.
Cool.
Go get you one. Go get you one.
They need to let us some bad hyperlinks in the chat.
Do what?
They need to let us some bad hyperlinks in the chat.
I thought they did. We need to look into that later. We need to get with the producer. But anyway, all right, moving on. The news of the week, and we got to talk about a few things to get into this. For those of you who have been living under a rock the past 24 hours, there were rumors floating around that Michigan head coach Sharon Moore was going to be fired. It came to a head yesterday, and details have been leaked, and it got messy quick. Basically, the story goes as such as I have read it. I am not saying there is legitimacy to this. I'm saying this is what everybody else is reporting. But basically, Sharon Moore had an extramarital affair with an assistant at Michigan and got that assistant pregnant. The pregnancy was
y'all heard that he got fired? Did y'all hear about that?
I'm sure they did.
It's not like
it's not like it hasn't been anywhere. But the pregnancy was terminated upon discovery of the relationship. Michigan decided to let Coach Moore go. Coach Moore, who is married and has 3 daughters, was at home arguing with his wife, threatened to harm himself, and then broke into said mistress's house and held her at knife point, apparently. At least that's what's being put out. He was, as I last checked, in police custody. Not looking good. I believe he's got an arraignment on Friday. So crazy stuff going on up there in Ann Arbor. Hey, well, thank you,
Bama tall boy.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If you don't got to follow back, put your handle in the chat, and I'll make sure.
Put your handle in the chat, and I'll follow back.
Yeah, Reuben Foster, Glenn Cheeman time.
Is he back? There, he's back.
He's back. I love him. Dude, every time I post anything on the X, he's there. I love it. It's hilarious. All right. So I told you guys, as soon as the news broke, I tweeted out yesterday, prepare yourselves. There's a storm coming. The storm being Kalen DeBoer to Michigan rumors. Why is that a thing? Well, a lot of people felt like when Kalen DeBoer was at Washington, he had refused to sign a contract extension. And a lot of people assumed and felt like that was because he was waiting to see what would happen with Jim Harbaugh at Michigan, that he wanted that job. Alabama comes open. He takes the job in Tuscaloosa. Seems like every big-time job that is open this year outside of Florida and LSU, Kalen DeBoer's name has been attached to it. Why do you think that is, Jeff?
Because there's nobody else anything to do. It's like Penn State on repeat.
It is.
I mean,
and I'm good. It's going to
all week we've been hearing how trash Bama is. They don't belong in the playoffs. But DeBoer is the first on everybody's list. Make sense.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I don't think this guy likes us very much. He said we're fake Crane Company, and now we post BS on Twitter. So thanks, buddy.
What BS did we post on Twitter? Bama tall boy. I think
whatever.
I know exactly who this is.
Yeah.
Anyway, cool story, bro.
I mean, but it's funny. Like they're trashing us, and then they fire their coach, and they're like, plans 1, 2, and 3 are all DeBoer. Like what? But he sucks, right? We don't belong in the playoffs. Yeah. You want a coach that doesn't belong in the playoffs?
Gotcha. Sure. Yeah. Here's my thing, man. I think you know what?
That's what it was.
Yeah.
The beat writer from Michigan said DeBoer was their top 3 choices, but everybody on Twitter is like DeBoer to Michigan. y'all sure want somebody that you trashing all week.
Sure, absolutely. And I mean, it was very obvious that it was going to happen eventually. Like, I mean, as soon as the news was announced, it was very obvious that it was coming, that was going to be what everybody was going to run with.
Leave, Lance.
Of course, the keyboard warriors and all absolutely jumped on it. All the fake accounts, and of course all the Michigan accounts with less than 500 followers are like, I know who it's going to be. My granny's uncle's aunt told me this, told me that. Chris Lowe recorded an interview earlier today and basically said, look, I don't have any reason to think Kalen DeBoer is going to leave Alabama.
Thank you, Austin. The jury's still out.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Austin.
We like you, Austin. That's all that matters.
That was awesome. That's comment of the day. That wins the comment of the day.
But on the Kalen DeBoer, here's my take on it. I'm not going to say that he's not going to entertain. If Michigan really wants him and they make him an offer, he's got to consider that. He's going to consider that. Now, here's the thing.
No, his agent will consider that.
Sure. Absolutely.
He may never even know about it.
But here's the thing about Kalen DeBoer, man. He knew what he was walking into in Tuscaloosa when he took the job. Absolutely, 100% was more than aware of what he was walking into when he took the job. A lot of people felt like the fan pressure, the pressure from the fan base after last season went the way it did, has made him uncomfortable in Tuscaloosa. I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I think he probably understood, probably more clearly than a lot of us think, what was going to come the first time Alabama lost without Nick Saban at the helm. Because everybody likes to pretend like Nick Saban never lost a football game, or he never played an unranked team close, right? Or he never lost to somebody he shouldn't lose to. He understood the assignment. And Alabama right now, from the outside looking in, is a much more stable place than Michigan is. We don't know what's going to happen with their AD. There's something to be said. I think Chris Lowe is the one that said this. Somebody said it. But there's something to be said about knowing the person you're going to work for. And Kalen DeBoer at Michigan doesn't make sense because he doesn't know who he's going to work for. He knows Greg Byrne. Greg Byrne hired him. I'm not saying it's not going to happen or it couldn't happen. I just don't think.
We weren't trashing him, Chuck. We were criticizing where he deserved to be criticized.
Him at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
He deserved criticism at times last year, so he got it.
Yeah, there's a difference between trashing somebody and criticizing.
And criticizing bad play or bad coaching.
Yeah, like, I mean, I just got done talking about Ryan Grubb and where I think he's doing a terrible job as an OC, and then explained why I think he deserves grace as Alabama's OC. That's not trashing somebody. That's being critical, just like I'm being of your comment.
Thank you, Mattress Matt, for the super chat.
Quick outs.
Yes.
Quick outs. Throw a
Quick
screen
slants.
pass.
Quicks out. Maybe a screen pass here and there.
So, I mean,
there's ways to counteract a steady blitz, and that's all we've been getting for 6 weeks.
We're about to get a lot more of it, buddy. A lot more of it.
Yes.
So, but chat, what do you think, man? Like, do you think there's smoke when it comes to Kalen DeBoer going to Michigan? A lot of people are painting Michigan as his dream job. I don't. I don't think it's anything to worry about, honestly. I think Kalen DeBoer is focused on the college football playoff. He knows he's got an opportunity in front of his team. He said yesterday, we've got the pieces to make a run at this thing. I believe him, man. Glenn Schumann time.
He's not going anywhere. Look at the 2 classes he's worked so hard to specifically build for a specific reason. He's not going to bail on that. Granted, he could probably take the whole class with him.
Sure.
If he wanted, if he did, but he's recruiting specifically to build this at Alabama. Like, he's not. I don't know. This is so dumb. Like, he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere.
I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think there's anything to worry about there.
But he needs to make some staff changes. There needs to be some changes this off season. Regardless of how the playoffs go, there needs to be some changes made. And there will be, because Shep's gone. You know, he took a couple of guys with him from the staff, so we're going to have to make some staff hires anyway. But there's 3 key staff upgrades that need to be made.
Sure.
Yes, he's not going anywhere. Why would you go to Michigan and have to deal with Portnoy? I mean, you laugh, but he probably donates a bunch of money, and so he probably thinks he's entitled to walk around there and give his opinion. And
I'm sure he does.
Does any coach want to deal with that? What's going to happen when the new coach comes in and says, man, get this Yahoo out of here. I don't want to talk to this guy. And they're going to be like, well, you have to. He gives us $3 million a year or whatever. You know, I don't know if he does, but he gives us X number of dollars a year. So I don't think he wants to go anywhere near that.
Well, it's also, like I said, you don't know what the future of Michigan looks like. They haven't fired the AD yet. I think that's probably coming at some point in time. This J-Rock is something I've thought about and kind of been hesitant to tweet because Courtney Morgan does have a relationship with Michigan, but I just don't, man, I don't.
He left Michigan to go be with DeBoer.
Yeah. I think
he's not going to leave DeBoer and go back to the dumpster fire.
Yeah.
He chose to leave Michigan to go with DeBoer when he went to Washington.
Wait, Coach Cap is gone? That was a rumor. Is that verified, Jack?
It has to be. It has to be. He cannot run this back with that guy coaching offensive line. He cannot do it, especially if Huff is out there.
Coach Cap.
So offensive line, special teams, running backs. Those are the top three.
Yeah, and wide receivers now that
he's got to because that's a vacancy. But those are the three coaches that need to be replaced.
Oh, you guys are ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous this evening. So do I think Kalen DeBoer is headed to Ann Arbor? No, I don't. What just happened, Jeff? Okay, we're going to see that.
That was weird.
So, that was weird. That was a little scary. I'm okay.
The whiteout.
More about. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Portal additions. Let's move forward here. But before we
do we have any?
Not yet. But that's the whole point of the segment. Portal additions. Michigan. What's really interesting, and Jay Bacon and I talked about this last night in our Waaaay Offsides X chat, is national letters of intent. We've already seen one player today from Michigan get out of his NLI. Very interesting. I don't think he's going to be the last one. Obviously, the door is going to open for a lot of guys to make the jump out of Ann Arbor. I think given the look of things on top of the cheating scandal and now this, I would not be surprised. But we're only a couple of weeks removed from the actual portal being open itself, and it's going to be nuts. Now, this is your show, and so, chat, I wanted to ask you guys, where do you think on Alabama's roster, what position does Alabama need to address in the transfer portal?
Several.
I see it. I see the comment.
Actually, Coach Huff's a tight ends coach for the Rams, Gatesman. So he's coaching tight ends for the LA Rams.
Yeah, here's to hoping he gets fired.
I'm hoping that he just signed a 1-year lease in LA and DeBoer says, hey, stop fooling around with tight ends and come do what you're born to do. Coach my offensive lineman. And this is true, Tobias. That's going to be my trick to finally make this change in Pittsburgh.
Hey, on that note, look, if Kalen DeBoer is going to leave Alabama, it's going to be for an NFL job. Just saying.
That was that's why I told my LSU friend about Lane. I said, the only thing you got to worry about is if he goes 30-6 in 3 years and plays for a title, the NFL is going to come calling and he's going to go running.
Yeah. A lot of people saying the same thing. Field goal kickers, O-line, D-line. I agree. I think you got to get a little bit of depth there. I'm interested to see what Ty Haywood does. If you guys remember Ty Haywood from last year's recruiting class, he's the guy that was heavily favored to Alabama.
1,000% committed.
Yeah, and then the night before signing, flipped to Michigan, had never visited. We all kind of know what took place.
That's awesome. There. Never even been on campus.
Interested to see what happens there, but yeah.
Never took a visit.
I think Alabama will approach this excuse me. This transfer cycle, specifically on the O-line, the D-line. Now, Alabama's recruited really well at the O-line. So I think they'll look more towards the defensive line in this portal window. Just me, just what I think.
This is another option. Pittman's out there for O-line coach. If
Sure.
Huff doesn't answer the bell.
Sure. Give me just a
This would be
second.
interesting. This would be interesting. Give me interesting. I'll take Barrett Jones as an O-line coach. Give me Julio, wide receivers. Barrett Jones, O-line. That'd be interesting. Funny Barrett Jones story. I heard an interview with Barrett Jones one time, and this was after his career had ended. His playing career had ended. Didn't have much of an NFL playing career, which kind of shocked me. I thought his last year at Alabama, when he played center, I thought that was his path to the NFL was. Okay, I don't know what happened. Anyway, so his pathway was to the NFL was playing center, and then he said that his biggest problem was that he was going against Aaron Donald in practice every day. He was getting whipped in practice every day, and so he could play it, so he didn't make it out of camp. Never really stuck with the Rams, and then moved on from playing. But he was like, had I got drafted anywhere else, I wouldn't have been going against Aaron Donald every day in practice and getting exposed massively. So anyway, AC Carter, that's a blast from the past. Joe Edwards, AC Carter, man, the deuce.
Oh man, I got something in my throat. I don't know what's going on. Goodness, I'm all right. Anyway, O-line coach, special teams coach. Jeff says running backs coach. I think in terms of personnel, I think you're going to want to shore up. Alabama's going to go after some linebackers in the transfer portal for sure. I think they're pretty much well covered at DB. Linebacker is going to be a position of need. Edge rusher, defensive line. You may look for some depth on the O-line. But listen, Alabama's recruited really well at the O-line. Oh, God.
Spit on that thing, Cat.
I'm choking over here. Yeah, we already talked about that, Wade's World, and I agree with you. I think he's probably banged up a little bit, but injured.
He's banged up. He's not injured, but he's battling. I mean, I think he got concussed during South Carolina, and then I think he got concussed again against Auburn. Go watch that Auburn game. He got blasted in that Auburn game multiple times.
Yeah.
Wound up bouncing his head off the turf a few times too.
Yeah. Now we talked about this a little bit, but Bama's going to take on Oklahoma in 7 days, next Friday night. It'll be the first game of the college football playoff. Mm-hmm. In Norman, cold temps. They're going to go up there for the rematch. Alabama coming off possibly their worst offensive performance of the season in the SEC championship game. A lot of variables that you can consider in that, injuries. I think the team was riding a high coming off of that FSU loss. I think they used that for motivation for a long time, but that hunger kind of waned towards the end of the year. Jeff, what do you expect Alabama's offense to look like going into Norman?
I have no clue. And that was my biggest fear going into the Georgia game was I know what Georgia's going to do on defense. Like the same thing every team has done against us the last 6-7 weeks. They're just going to blitz all night. Blitz. But I don't have any faith that Grubb can counter it. He's shown no adjustment in 6 or 7 games to counter the blitz. It's all the same stuff. We're running the same plays, the same schemes, the same everything every week. And we know what the defense is going to do. They're going to blitz all night. They're going to blitz till they can't blitz anymore. And Georgia did, yes, our running backs don't do anything well. Literally, they don't do anything well. But the Georgia game, you knew they were coming. You knew they were going to. You knew they were coming. You knew they were going to blitz, especially as good as Kirby and Glenn are on defense. They find the chink in the armor and exploit it, and that's exactly what happened. And we had zero counter for it. Georgia would force Ty to check 36 times at the line, and they'd force him to check into the play they wanted him to. That's schooling somebody right there. And so sending Ty to the line with 56 plays to check in and out of in a loud stadium is not helpful. It's not doing anybody any good. And then he does all these checks and we gain a yard or lose a yard. It's like he checks into this play and no gain. I'm like, what are you seeing? But I think Georgia just played him. I think Georgia just said, we're going to line up this way. You're going to check into the play we want you to, and then we're going to just pound you in the face. And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, I think when we go back and look at the first matchup in Tuscaloosa, you have to consider that Alabama actually moved the ball okay in that game. Let me look at the box score here because I can't remember. But
I don't think Kat's question earlier, Cuevas, I don't think is going to be ready. I think it's a wrap.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll know. Availability reports will start early next week, so we'll know sooner rather than later. I think you might probably see Jam Miller, but looking at Alabama, Alabama's offense against that defense performed pretty well other than their turnovers. They had 406 total yards, 326 through the air. They finished with 80 yards running, but they actually ran for more. There were just some negative plays that negated some yardage. So
What
really,
game is this?
Alabama, Oklahoma in Tuscaloosa.
Oh, okay.
So, if Alabama's offense can, basically, in my opinion, do what it did in the Iron Bowl, that they'll win and they'll advance. Now, Jeff, you mentioned it. You have to take into the account that you're playing in Norman. That place is going to be loud. It's going to be rocking. It's going to be very cold. If Ty Simpson is banged up, what does that look like? Once he's going to get hit. Ryan Williams has not been a sure thing. I think he's dropping like 13% of his pass or his targets this year. Wide receivers are going to drop balls. It's going to be cold. Little things are going to matter in this game. And, I want to say that I think Alabama is good enough. They've got the talent to make a legitimate run at this thing. They definitely have got the defense to do it, but it just seems like they can't put it all together in one game. And yes, Howard, we can.
Gotcha, Howard.
They can't put it all together in one game. And we're so deep into this thing. I don't know that it's going to happen. I don't have confidence and I think that's other Alabama fans can agree with that. And that's probably very frustrating. It's frustrating for me. I'm sure it's frustrating for them. We saw it culminate in the SEC championship game because then defensive coordinators can just square off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Running
our
backs,
receivers aren't blocking like they should. The running backs ain't blocking like they should. Like nobody's blocking like they should. Really, Brailsford's the only lineman that's consistently played well all year.
Yeah, and he's.
Did anybody notice that our best players are former Washington players? Anybody check that?
Yeah. So,
but Cuevas, the Cuevas injury is a huge void. That's a massive void in the offense.
Yeah, I agree. They'll need one of these young tight ends to step up, Marshall Pritchard, somebody like that, and not just catching the ball on late downs. They're
can't
gonna have
argue
to
this.
in the blocking.
This is
game.
2 years in a row we've teetered at the end of the year, so we can rewrite that now.
Yeah, I did a video a few days ago, and I was discussing that, and I was talking about what I always say. We're kind of in limbo between Alabama, who they used to be and who they want to be, getting the right players in there. But if we get into year 3 and we start seeing that similar regression in the second half of the season, the patience, if it's not wore thin now, it's gonna wear very, very thin, because then you've got a big enough sample size to go, okay, something's definitely not right here, right? Especially when you've got Keelan Russell or Austin Mack being the starting quarterback, because there's no quarterback excuse next season. So, yeah,
this is interesting too. I mean, I would like to. It's this goes back to my point that we're just doing the same thing over and over again every week with the same personnel, same plays, same deal, same people, same players, same everything. Nothing changes ever. And I'm like, at this point, put Meadows in there. See if he can make a catch or two. Everybody else is dropping balls. Why not? We got drop. Nobody comes off the field. Nobody loses a series for dropping balls. It's just like, oh well, Formy gets beat again. Oh well, right back out there. Jam can't averages a yard a carry. Right back out there. It's like nothing flipping changes, and it's like you can't keep banging your head off the wall and expecting something different to happen. It's like, try anything. Why not Derek Meadows? Everybody else is dropping balls left and right. Why not try Meadows? Why not?
Well, this question here, or this statement, we aren't using the offensive talent that we have. I think in some games, yes, in some games, no. I think in the Iron Bowl, it was obvious that they wanted to highlight Isaiah Horton. I think they wanted to do that because they knew that that secondary hits very, very hard. Horton's a bigger body receiver. So yeah, that was a great use of your talent. In the Georgia game, yes, Ryan Williams had the big drop, right? But the couple other times he got the ball, you could tell, man, he kind of had that shake back. He was crossing guys up. He had a couple of guys, looking like they're about to break ankles. Their knees were crashing out. And how many targets did he get in that game? Like 6, 7? I did not mean to do that. Dadgummit.
What'd you do?
Chad will pick up on it in a second. So I think sometimes they do try to use the offensive talent that they have, but I think to Jeff's point, I think that Ryan Grubb is still learning how to coach in this league and how to coach to that talent, which is weird to say, but it's got to be a little different than it was at Washington, right? Washington, the defenses they were playing over there on the West Coast were not the same defenses you're playing in the SEC. So
that's it. We got a direct line to him, Gatesman.
That's right. Yeah. We have a dinner date as soon as it's over.
That's it. But here's the deal with here's what I'm starting to realize this about Grubb. I was talking to my uncle about this tonight at our family spaghetti supper.
Hold on. Caleb Downs did fit at Bama perfectly.
Yeah. He'd fit anywhere.
Sorry,
he's a first round pick wherever he plays.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a lottery pick no matter where he plays.
I'm happy with Brandenburg though.
Grubb doesn't feel like an offensive coordinator. He feels like just a play caller. He doesn't coordinate any offense. He just calls plays. He doesn't. We were talking about earlier. Doesn't he feel for a game? That's part of being an offensive coordinator is reacting in real time to what you're seeing in the game, what you're getting from certain players. Okay, this guy's doesn't have it today, so we're going to try something else. We're going to pivot. We're going to do this. We're going to adjust at halftime. Kirby Smart, the greatest halftime adjust coach we've ever seen. Yeah. We don't do any of that, and it's like, is he really an offensive coordinator or is he just a play caller? There's a difference.
Sure.
Right now, he feels like he's just calling plays.
Well, I can see that. Alabama played 8 quarters of football against Georgia this year, and in the last 6 quarters, they scored 1 touchdown.
That's it.
Yeah. And, we all know it doesn't take a genius to know that however you feel about Kirby Smart in Georgia, that is the best team at adjusting defensively in the country. They have been for 2 seasons. And, they just picked right up where they left off defensively from that game in Athens. If Alabama didn't get hot early in that game, they easily could have lost in Athens. And Alabama did not try to counter anything that they saw in the second half of that football game. At least not that I saw. And so it was
do it in a month and a half. Like they don't adjust anything.
Yeah. To the questions about Grubb and Kalen DeBoer, they're very, very close. They've been together for a long time. Mm-hmm. If it came down to Kalen DeBoer ruining his legacy as a head coach, I think he probably would at some point, kind of correct the ship when it comes to Ryan Grubb, whether that be, pull him in the office, have a sit down with him, or, hey, you should probably go find another
play
job.
Calling duties. Everybody does it all the time. When somebody's struggling, you see it all the time. So-and-so's doing play calling duties.
Yeah. But it's not going to be some nationally televised, fight on the sideline that everybody wants it to be. So
see you, J Rock. Thanks for tuning in, J Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, like unload it.
Yeah, that's right, Gatesman.
He's like got the Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers will never throw a pass he thinks might get picked. Well, but that's how Grubb calls these games. It's like we get up 17-0, and he's like, I don't want to turn the ball over and give him any momentum, so we're just going to shut it down.
Right.
And then 5 minutes later, it's 17-13, and we're in a battle. Like, we should have blown out a couple of teams this year. We had a couple of teams dead to rights.
Auburn.
Missouri.
Yeah.
Georgia, we were up in Georgia. 14-0.
something like that.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Jay Bake, I made this point earlier in the season that if you go back and watch what he put on the field at Washington, it wasn't some high flying spectacle like people made it sound. You know, but
he's very efficient.
Yes,
with a guy that can deliver the football.
Yeah,
well,
it was definitely better what we're seeing in Tuscaloosa. So, I guess before we move on to the final topic, because we're running out of time here, Jeff, like, do you think Alabama can improve on anything offensively before they try to make a playoff run, or do you think it's basically going to be what we saw in the SEC championship in Norman?
No, it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be as bad as we saw in the SEC championship. We're not facing Georgia. There's a difference. No disrespect to Oklahoma. They had a great defense. Bama had something for Oklahoma's defense. I think we're going to be healthier. I think we're going to have a few players back. Maybe not Cuevas, but I think there's a possibility for Jam, maybe a couple other guys to just be a little bit healthier than they were. If we keep just running the same things with the same players, then no. I mean, but this is the playoffs now. So it's time to try stuff, to try anything. You know, Ryan Williams dropping balls off his neck. Never seen a receiver take a ball off his neck. But he sure did. How many of those do you get before you try someone else? I mean, you know, how many drops do you get before somebody says, you know what, you're not serious today. So why don't you come have a seat over here for a couple of series? We're going to let Meadows or Cole Adams go out there and run this. But like, they won't play anybody. They play the same three receivers the entire game, no matter what. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think that we can suddenly just show up and be an offensive juggernaut. I just don't think it's in them. It's in Grubb to do that.
Sure.
But you know, Ty a little bit healthier. Ty can't keep playing this poorly every week, right? At some point, he's going to have a decent game,
unless he's injured. So,
unless he's injured, and if that's the case, then he's a hindrance more than he's helping.
Yeah, Alex, how's the little one? Let's see. She made it through. She's home now, feeling better. But now I think she has pink eye. Thank you for the prayers, fam. Pink eye. Well, that sucks. Home. Yeah, we'll all join you in prayer, buddy. Absolutely.
I don't know, Joe. DeBoer doesn't really pull people.
Not that I've seen.
Not that we've seen. I don't know that he could have last year. I don't know that he can this year. If Ty's even talking about coming back next year, you can't slaughter his psyche by telling him that you don't believe in him this year, when you've shown no inclination of that all season. Hurt, poor play, whatever. He's been the man.
Absolutely.
He's been QB1.
All right. Finishing up, chat. I'm going to give you a challenge here. Now, I want you to be realistic. I know some of you aren't going to be able to take off your goggles, and that's fine. But as of right now in the playoff field, who has the best shot of winning the whole daggum thing? Jeff, I pose the same question to you.
I think it's Georgia's going to win the whole thing.
That's fair. The way they look Saturday, absolutely.
They're not an offensive juggernaut. Clearly, they're not. They don't, blow you out, hang 600 on you and 50 points.
Yeah,
but they're playing at a high enough level at the right time. Their defense is playing fast. Their defense is playing really good, and Kirby's the man. I mean, all these coaching changes, when all the dust settles, Kirby Smart is still up at the top of the mountain.
Sure.
And if I got to put my faith in one guy in the playoffs, it's been the guy with the track record, and that's Kirby. And I've seen this year him make adjustments with a team that probably isn't his most talented that he's ever had there, that has flaws, but they can mask him well enough, and he's a good enough coach, and that defense is good enough. They were flying on that field Saturday. I mean, they looked. We didn't look ready to play that game Saturday against Georgia. We looked almost punch drunk.
Well, maybe we were.
And maybe we were. I mean, we were maybe we were a third of a team going into that game. So,
Reuben Foster.
but I think
baby.
we match up better with Oklahoma. We've proven that we can move the ball against Oklahoma. We just turned the ball over and turned ourselves out of that game.
Yeah.
But we've proven that we've got an antidote for what Oklahoma does on defense. Now, whether we rediscover that, I just don't know what's going to happen in that game. I just don't know. I don't have any faith that Grubb can devise a plan for it.
Yeah. It's hard to predict. And that's why Vegas, even at home, only has Oklahoma like 1.5 point favorite. But I think because of where Alabama found itself, I was shocked. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was shocked that the committee didn't drop Bama to 10. I'm happy they didn't, in the sense that that branch of the bracket is exactly what Alabama wanted. A struggling offensive team wanted moving forward. I think Alabama, based off of what we saw in Tuscaloosa, we know they can do enough to beat Oklahoma. I think Alabama,
let me interrupt you for 1 second.
Yeah.
Cotton. I'm going to post this comment.
Okay.
Thank you, Gatesman, because y'all drive the show.
Yeah, it's your show, man. It's your show.
We're just up here commenting about things that y'all talk about and y'all say. So thank you, Gatesman, for joining and for commenting, and thank everybody in the chat. So didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just wanted to acknowledge this because y'all
I'm gonna
do this.
Leave that comment up for me, Jeff, for a second, because I want to piggyback off of that. Gatesman, something that we do is for whatever reason, man, there's a lot of people that get on YouTube and X and content creators that just talk about Alabama. And Jeff and I work with a lot of them closely. With Clint Lamb, I was on with Clint Lamb not long ago. He's been on the show several times.
Shout out Clint and EG.
Yeah, Cruz has been on the show. We've had recruits on the show, but sadly, in this atmosphere, there are a lot of people who, for whatever reason, man, they just want to pick at other people's content and send folks in comment sections to say nasty things and start problems. We don't do that here. You'll never hear us mention another show negatively here, just because look, dude, we all are just some dudes in front of a camera. None of us are actual journalists. So we're here to have a good time and just enjoy talking Bama with you. Not everything we say is right. Not everything you say is right. And with that understanding, man, like we've got a great audience of people who are just fun to talk to and have a good time. You can see in our chat, it's very, very interactive. We've got our old timers who have been around for a long time. And that's why I put that short up earlier today, was just to say thank you to
it was a good
everybody.
year for us.
It's been a really good year. And I think next year is going to
y'all.
be even better. And that's because of you guys doing all the sharing, the commenting, being here on Thursday nights, interacting with us on social media. Like it's been you guys. If you guys want to join the group chat on X, you can send me or J-Bake a DM and we'll get you added over there. It's a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun. It's not toxic or negative. It can get a little I don't know, unhinged on game day, but it's a good time, man. So, but like Jeff said, this is your show. We do this because we love interacting with y'all. So,
we made a lot of good friends here. We made a lot of good friends in this chat. So,
yeah, we have, and we've grown.
Friends. And thank you to the 883 of you that are tuning in right now.
Absolutely fantastic. If you guys are new here, welcome to all who come to this happy place. Isn't that what Walt Disney said?
We got 200 in the YouTube chat.
Wow, beautiful. If you are new here, look, only 20% of you on YouTube are subscribed. So go ahead, hit the subscribe button. It'll be the best decision you make all year. I promise.
Thank you, Kat.
That's sweet. It's your early Christmas present to yourself, and it's free. It's free. Go ahead and save yourselves a couple dollars and gift yourself a subscription to Waaaay Offsides on YouTube
for Christmas.
Yeah,
come join us post game. My uncle told me tonight that they really like our post game shows, and he said that the post game Alabama show is 6 minutes of commercials and 1 minute of content. And I was like, we don't do no commercials here, baby. I said we're all flesh, all hour and a half after the game. You get everybody's immediate reactions. I said, so no. He was like, we timed it. We drove it home the other night. He said my wife timed it on her phone that it was
Really?
In the segment, it was 6 minutes of commercials and 1 minute of show.
Jeez, that's
I
wild.
was like, sheesh.
Yeah. Some other good news is now that we're in the postseason, Jeff and I will be turning some of our attention over to Full Court Crimson. If you guys don't know what that is, check out that background. Yes,
Pretty
sir.
Sweet.
Yeah,
It's
it is
pretty
pretty
sweet background.
Jeff, you did a really good job on that, by the way.
Thank you.
So, chat, give Jeff a clap.
This is the actual. That's the actual scene for it. But yes,
It looks good. It looks really good.
Oh,
What
whoops.
happened?
Sorry,
That was
I
terrible.
forgot you weren't using the live scene.
I never do, dude.
But that's all right. I just had to find the right one. But here we are. Hit the like,
Thank
200
you
people.
all 885 of you right now. Thank you all. I'm gonna go ahead and call it quits, man, and we're gonna go enjoy our evening. I got an early morning tomorrow, but yeah, man, we'll be following this Michigan story and talking more about Kalen DeBoer over the weekend. So make sure you're locked in with us. You guys know the drill.
Saturday night, Bama #1 Arizona in Birmingham basketball. Y'all tune that in. Unless you're in Birmingham, then go. But if you're not, tune it in Saturday night and root on the basketball team. Cotton has said this multiple times. If you're not locked into basketball, this is a great year to jump on.
Absolutely. Word on the street is Balboa and Bristow will be both playing in that.
We'll be playing. We're going to need him. Arizona's tight. Jaden Bradley, former Bama point guard, is actually a pretty dang good player for Arizona. So that's going to be a good game. So y'all please tune that in. Get your basketball reps up because we're going to be talking a lot of basketball here shortly.
Absolutely. Go get yourself a hoodie. That'll be it. I think we're done plugging ourselves. All right, guys, please enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll see you this weekend at some point in time. We love each and every one of you. As always, you guys know the drill. Say your prayers, read your Bibles, wash your hands, horns down, beat Auburn and LSU. We love you and Tennessee too. Roll Tide.